Got ourselves a fun bit of news that dropped here today for Space Marine 2 regarding all the customization that's going to be coming to us come September 9th, 5th, whenever you're jumping into the game. So in this video today, I want to go through this Steam post. I'm going to go ahead and have a link to it in the description and the pinned comment. So if you're at work and you want to just read it instead, it's there. And if this is your first time on my channel, the way I do things is by upfronting the knowledge in this video. So the entire post and what we're going to talk about today is all about customization in the Armouring Hall. So basically, there are going to be preset armor sets for the classes. Then you can customize any of those armor sets however you want. Then on top of it, you've got chapter presets. If you're new to Warhammer 40k, chapters for Space Marines are basically, think of them as individual heraldry and armor and setups. There's a lot more to it, but if you're brand new into the world, just think of it as a whole different look for the Space Marine. This blue is the Ultramarines chapter. There's other chapters to take a look at. But there's going to be 30 plus chapters at launch to unlock via either the Season Pass, which is a minority of the chapters list. A majority of them are unlocked via game progression. A lot of the game progression that unlocks your customization is through both PvP and PvE. So doing things in single player, in co-op, or in operation single player or co-op campaign. Either way, it's going to unlock progression for your customization. And the last thing on this list here is about the Heretic Astartes or Astartes. You will unlock cosmetics for them in the same way as everyone else, but the classes lock to specific looks. So for example, the Assault class for the Heretics is the Night Lord's Raptor, and you can just simply change out the color and the heraldry and everything. But that's the entire gist of this video. I'm also going to go through what the Macragge DLC, the Ultramarines Champion, and the Ultramarines Successor Chapter DLCs look like. Those are for the various editions of the game. I found some great information online. So if that's all you wanted to know, then please just feel free to shut the video down. Maybe you're coming because you've seen Chapter Master Valrak's video. It's going to be the same information. There's not any new information here. You've probably even read it yourself. So I don't want to waste your time. Go ahead and shut the video down and get back to being hyped about Space Marine 2. But if you are heading out, please don't forget to like, comment, or subscribe. Each one of those things does truly help me out in a massive way. Let's get into the customization options here for Space Marine 2. So just going further down here, we can see the tactical in the Armoring Hall. And remember, we've got Tactical, Assault, Vanguard, Bulwark, Sniper, and Heavy. Those are our classes. And it looks like there'll be kind of set up armor situations for them. And as we kind of come down here, you can see a bunch of different armor sets for individual sets that you've already kind of set up, like where you've got a tilting plate right here, you've got a little tabard or a loincloth right here. Well, maybe that's more of a toga over in this situation, more of a bottom of a tabard, of a loincloth over here, some tassets over here and there. So the armor sets just seem to be preset customization options versus you custom building out an armor set like you can see right here. And it says each class comes with a selection of pre-made armor sets that you'll have to unlock in PvE or PvP. You can also decide to create your own custom armor sets. This is where your creativity shines. I had used a highlighter on this stuff, but I guess that's just not going to show up. But it all can be unlocked playing in multiplayer modes as well. So we can see that we're going to get a lot of really juicy customization options coming in. And this isn't even half of it, man. Like when we go to some of the pictures from the Ultramarine Successor Chapter DLC later on in the video, it's going to get pretty spicy for us. And I'm really looking forward to seeing a lot of these customization options because that's the hobby. The hobby is kit bashing and customizing your armor and your units to look a specific way. Like, hey, you know, this is a specific successor chapter of the Blood Angels. That's what I did for my army, whatever it is. We can see here too, you can customize the individual pauldrons, the breastplate, and the back of the breastplate, both the greaves, the gauntlets, the war gear, and the helmet. And this is all really cool too, because anyone who's played Warhammer 40k for a long time, you've seen how you've got some, what's it called? Chapters that have quarters, where it's this quarter and this quarter are one color, so it's like a diagonal. So this maybe be blue, and this one over here is white, so it's different color. Or it's split down in half. One half is one color, the other half is another color. And we'll see those in a little bit too when we talk about those successor chapters. Like the Size of the Emperor, which are yellow, white, and black. They have a white, or I'm sorry, they have a black chest plate and yellow pauldrons, right? You can have all that customization however you want. Or if you're a Flesh Terrors player, you know you have different sets of crimson and that deeper crimson like / black look that you've got. That can all be set up however you want to do it with the customization options. You can jump even further here. Remember, you are playing a Primaris Marine, so you are stuck in Mark 10 armor. Well, or Phobos armor if you're playing any of the infiltrators. So I am curious to see too what that gives us for customization options. Yeah, of course, in the most recent editions since Primaris have come out, we've gotten a lot more customization, a lot more detail added into these guys. So I'm really excited to see what this looks like, which brings me down to this portion. So customization gets especially interesting when checking out the second tab of the customization menu. Astartes chapters. I don't know if you're an Astartes guy or if you're an Astartes guy. I say Astartes. I took 4 years of Latin. That's how I like to say it. You can say whatever you want. There's no established pronunciation lexicon. But here you can access presets representing many legendary Space Marine chapters. So they just have simple presets for the customization for the actual set color patterns of them. And you can see here we've got Ultramarines, we've got Dark Angels, Blood Angels, the Iron Fists, we've got the almost said Rogel Dorn's fists, Imperial fists. Looks like White Scars probably right there. You got the white and the yellow. I don't know who this is. And then we have got the Raven Guard. And what I can't see on the Raven Guard is if they have any of the Corvus pattern helmets, the Beakies. Those are Mark 5 armor, which if you're really into the lore of all that, the Primaris Marines can't wear Mark 5 armor because they're bigger than Space Marines, right? Than Firstborn. But just to kind of show you what that looks like. Nope. That is what a Corvus helmet looks like. So hopefully we get Beakies added in. This is a Primaris upgrade kit that was added. So hopefully we have that capability, right? Even just kind of taking a look at some of the other pictures, you can see there's lots of different customization options that we're going to take a look at in just a second here. But once again, you'll be able to customize your armor set, personalizing each part with different paints, emblems, and colored patterns. So like I was talking about earlier here, right? You can see that patterns, how that's going to work, what the colors are going to look like, what the emblems are, all sorts of stuff. And I'm really, really stoked on this. I think this is one of those things, like if you've played Dawn of War 1, 2, and kind of 3, then you know that you would spend hours customizing a custom chapter or a custom Traitor Legion, whatever it was. And the same is going to be said here for Space Marine 2. So here's your before, right? Here's just a generic Ultramarine. Then it's kind of gone through the gamut. And now we have an after. Don't even say he's ugly. So you can see, you can go all over the place. You can half this. You can just do the chest plate. See the pauldrons are different. The greaves are different. The Ambresses or the gauntlets are different. So you've got a bunch of different ways that you can approach the color patterns and how the heraldry works too, right? Like when you're actually doing the tabletop and putting things together, maybe you're going to put the chapter emblem here and the company emblem over here, or the squad emblem over here, or if it's a fast attack, that kind of stuff for those that play the older edition. So you've got a lot of customization under the hood. And a lot of this isn't new information, but it's still pretty cool, especially to see how we're going to be dealing with, and I don't know why this is the lowest resolution picture they could find, or the Traitor Legion. So this is important, this little part. So they Heretic Astartes characters can also be customized for your PvP matches. Each class corresponds to a specific Traitor Legion. For example, Assault will always be represented by a Night Lord's Raptor, which is the unit that this is. Night Lords is what this setup is. This look is the Night Lord's Legion, but you can change the colors and apply different emblems. And I can't really tell here. It looks like we've got like an Emperor's Children. I think that's the Word Bearers. I can't tell. Like it's kind of modeled. I mean, that actually looks more like the Word Bearers. I think it's kind of modeled, and I can't really tell much from the high resolution, cutting edge 4K, 10K imagery that I've got in front of me. But this gives us finally a kind of a taste of what it's going to be like to customize in multiplayer exclusively, because the Eternal War is where we're going to jump into them. And this just shows us a Night Lord's character in general with different color palettes. So I'm wondering what kind of customization we'll be able to do for these guys. It says it can also be customized. Each class corresponds to a specific Traitor Legion, but you can change the colors and apply different emblems. So I'm wondering if that's the limitation, if there's future expansions onto this. If you played Space Marines 1, there was a lot of DLC that came out for Space Marines 1 that was purely cosmetic, in the same way that they've planned for Space Marine 2. Purely cosmetic DLC. That's what we'll be seeing. And we've got season passes that will also be giving us cosmetics, which brings me to this part, which for some reason, kept all my highlighting. So finally, there's the Astartes heraldry menu, where you'll acquire each chapter's unique customization elements. Emblems, colors, and armor parts from Adeptus Astartes, Heretic Astartes, Unknown Foundings, First Founding, Second Founding, and Successor chapters. So we'll be able to lean into a bunch of different directions here, and you're going to see that when we look at the Space Marine stuff in a little, or I'm sorry, the Ultramarine stuff in a little bit. On launch, over 30 different chapters have their colors and heraldry available to unlock, and whilst some are exclusive to the Season Pass, the majority of them are available to unlock through game progression. I don't know if they've detailed how the Season Pass works. I imagine it's just like every other Season Pass that we see when we play these games, where there's a free one and there's a paid for one, and you get some cosmetics on the free one, and the premium one's got more. I'm sure that's how they're going to do it. It is a business after all, but I'm happy to at least see that not a lot of game elements are locked behind DLC, right? They've said outright there's not going to be anything like that. It's just purely going to be cosmetic. So if I want an expansion to the operations, it sounds like that is coming as part of a free offer in future patches and future seasons. That's at least the way they've made it sound up to this point. And we can see these different chapters and foundings and all this right here. So you've got this first ring around that shows us the first founding. And then it shows a ring right here from the Imperial Fists to the Black Templars, because they came off from Sigismund. And I don't know what that means in this context, right? Like, this is kind of a weird menu screen. Is this showing me that I've done certain things to unlock this, and within this there are 5 little unlocks within it? Like, I don't know what these blips mean. I don't know anyone that does. I'm sure there's people that's played and they do know, and they're under embargo, whatever the case is. But if you are afraid your favorite first founding chapter wasn't available, as you can see, it's probably available. But I just don't really know what all this means and how this all unravels before us. And there's a lot of foundings to go through, to have a lot of fun with, and I'm really excited to see what that looks like. So that's the blog post. Let's now talk about the different additions and what they come with when it comes to the game. I'm not really going to go into the different additions so much as just talk about the Macragge DLC, the Ultramarines Champion DLC, and what the Ultramarine Successor chapter or Successor chapters DLC is, because a lot of people haven't known what that is until now. We finally got some actual pictures. Starting us off hot and heavy over here, this is the Ultramarines Champion DLC. We'll be getting this bolter, and it is, the whole set is part of that champion. So if you were wondering what it includes, this is what it includes. We finally now have an actual picture representation, not just little snippets over here and there that we're guessing. Now, the Macragge's Chosen DLC is this. It's this pauldron, this chainsword, and this bolter. Bolt rifle. So that, if you're wondering, that's what that comes with. So now we can see exactly what the level of cosmetics are that are going to be coming our way. And then lastly, we have this, the Ultramarines cosmetic pack. So what this does, I don't know how much this is. It's included in one of the versions. It's available as part of the season pass right there. So this comes with, I'm just going to go through the chapters and we'll click them up here and take a look. The Doom Eagles, the Genesis chapter, the Liberators, the Nova Marines, the Praetors of Orpheus, Thighs of the Emperor, the Iron Hounds, the Tome Keepers, Void Tridents, Castellians of the Rift, Brazen Consuls, and Hawk Lords. So, you know, now that I kind of see this, that I see that there's 4 things here, 3 things here, 3 things here, 4 here, blah, 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 blah. I think that this picture we were looking at earlier, that corresponds, right? There's 3 custom unlocks. Because what makes the Imperial Fists more than anything is the color. What makes the Space Wolves more than anything is the color and the whole furry jokes that everyone likes to make about the Space Wolves, but there's a lot of pelts. So I'm wondering if these 4 blips correspond to 4 unique things that you get from that chapter specifically, much how these are. I would look at this as the actual picture of it saying Successor chapter Ultramarines, linking off of Ultramarines, and it would have 3 blips on it. So the Liberators gives us a left pauldron chapter heraldry, as a messy desert color, and Ultramarines right greave marking. Oh, that's kind of cool. So we have the color palettes that are actually unlocked through these chapters as well. The Dark Reapers, for those of you that have painted black in this, like no one's business. So you can see that I think that's probably where the correlation comes in, the Nova Marines left and right greave markings, so on and so forth. That's probably what those little blips mean. And I'm just deducing. I have no idea. But just to give you an idea of what this looks like, the level of customization that you can see. And these guys, by and large, aren't too crazy different, right? You just have a tilting plate here, a different look on the bottoms of the pauldrons, but it does get pretty spicy. If we jump over to here, we have that thing loaded like I was on a dial-up modem. But more craziness on the pauldrons. The actual, keep in mind, my words are not working today at all. The actual gun itself is different. We're getting a lot more customization as we move through this, and I'm absolutely loving it. Jumping into some of the infiltrators too, you can see some different variations here, mainly on color palettes. The sides of the Emperor, we can see, like I was saying, that yellow, that black. I thought this was white, but it is yellow. We can see with the Bulwark, we have their different helmets too, so a lot of customization is going to be unlocked with these guys, and I'm really excited to see all this kind of come together with the snipers and everything. We can see so a lot of really crispy stuff is coming our way, and I'm just getting more and more excited the more we get down to the actual launch of the game. Remember, that comes out September 5th if you do the whole early access route, or September 9th if you just wait like everyone else. And then this is just a layer of what the cosmetics will look like. So this looks like this comes through the season pass as well, because I'm not really sure, right? Where are the colors? The seal contains 30 more cosmetic options and items and options, including chapter heraldry for the left and right pauldrons, unique helmets, and knee markings and color packs for the 12 successor chapters. And then the Ultramarines cosmetic pack is available as part of the Warhammer 40k Space Marine Season Pass. So we'll have to see how that all plays itself out, because this is, again, it's its own thing, right? Cosmetic pack. So, and that comes with one of the corresponding editions. If we click over here, there should be a picture down here somewhere. You can see these different editions and what they kind of come with. This comes with the Season Pass and Macragge Chosen. This one comes with the Macragge Chosen, the Ultramarines Champion Pack, and the Season Pass. And this comes with Macragge Chosen. So when you click on the Season Pass or any of these options is how you get to that screen, in case you're wondering. You've got this drop down here that shows you, like, okay, let's click the Ultra Edition. The Ultra Edition says Season Pass, Champion Pack, Macragge's Chosen. I click the Season Pass, and that's where we get this Ultramarines Cosmetic Pack in this bundle. So if you want to look at this yourself, that's how you navigate to it. It took me a little time to kind of get there, and it's only on the Microsoft Store. I couldn't find it on the Steam Store. Maybe it's there, and I have the brain of a Fig Newton, clearly, as we've seen how much I stumbled through this whole video. But either way, guys, thank you so much for watching here today. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section below what you're excited to do. Are you excited to jump into operations? Are you going to be jumping into Eternal War? Are you going to blitz through that campaign with friends as fast as possible? Or are you going to spend the first 2 days of launch ripping and gripping through customization, because that's the only thing you want to do anyway? Go ahead and let me know in the comment section below. But as always, thank you so much for watching here today. Have a good one and take care.